ready. The meeting will please come to order. We have a rowdy audience today, I see. Okay, this is a duly advertised meeting of the Joliet Zoning Board of Appeals. In our capacity, we hear petitions for relief from the strict provisions of the city ordinance. In matters of this type, the decision of the board is final in respect that it does not go to the mayor or the city council for any further action. If you disagree with our decision, you have recourse in the court of record. We also hear petitions for variations of land use. In matters of this type, we act as an advisory committee to the mayor and the city council, making a recommendation either for or against it. The final decision on land use is made by the mayor and the city council. The secretary, please call the roll.
Ms. Darley?
Here.
Mr. Ferguson?
Here.
Mr. Graham?
Here.
Ms. Nevadas?
Here.
Ms. Powers?
Here.
Mr. Riggs?
Here.
Mr. Hennessy?
Here. Well, everyone's going to get justice today. We have a full board. And we have a very long and extended agenda today, so I would encourage everyone to be concise in their statements. Is there any request for variation from the agenda?
No, there's not. The only thing that I'd add is that we do have an item that we've added under the old business portion. Actually, we did not have an old business portion, but we do have a case that's asking for an extension of a variance beyond the 180 days due to unique circumstances, and we'll take that one after we take the three ahead of
Is
it.
that advertised and everything?
Required.
Not required on an extension, and we check with legal department to do that.
Okay, thank you. Petition 2014-08, and that would be Ty Robbins. Want to come forward, please?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, in this case, we've got Ty Robbins, who represents Site Enhancement Services. The owner is listed as U.S. Reef Joliet. The location is 2700 Plainfield Road. The request is a variation on the maximum allowed height of a wall sign from 25 to 28 foot 4 inches high. The purpose is that the petitioner is requesting a variation of the allowable sign height to permit installation of a new wall sign at the site. The site height will increase from 25 to 28.4, located at 2700 Plainfield Road, which is the southwest corner of Plainfield Road and Hennepin. In October of '06, the board approved a variation of the wall sign height from 25 to 31 at 2724 Plainfield Road for the Room Place. A variation to allow an electric message board was for this very property, the My Gopher, and that was in May of '09. Under site-specific information, the 8-acre site is Zone B2 Central Business Zoning. The 87,000 square foot plus or minus tenant commercial building was built in 1989 as part of the Lewis Joliet Point subdivision. The petitioner represents Sports Authority, who plans to occupy the middle portion of the My Gopher Kmart space located at the east end of the commercial strip. The petition was filed on February the 13th. Surrounding land use and zoning in the vicinity include B2 to the north, undeveloped Zone B2 to the south, institutional and church zoned R1, and also commercial B2 is to the east, and then commercial B2 to the west. Under applicable regulations, we're dealing with section 47-17.21 as it relates to permitted signs. The Community Design Review Board met and reviewed this on March the 6th. The minutes are attached. And that concludes this report.
Thank you. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth?
Yes, sir.
Could I have your name and address, please?
Sure. Ty Robbins, company is Site Enhancement Services, located at 6001 Nims Parkway, South Bend, Indiana.
Thank you. Any comments you'd like to make, sir?
I can speak on behalf of Sports Authority and say that they are thrilled to open a new store in this location in the city of Joliet. We feel that we can enhance business in this commercial area and in the city, and certainly partly by displaying attractive signage on the storefront, which is why we're here in front of you today requesting a variance. The proposed sign, as you know, is to be centered along the facade on the storefront. In doing so, we are requesting a 3-foot 4-inch variance that will put the sign at a total height from the grade at 28 feet 4 inches. We feel the sign will enhance the aesthetic quality of this center. Certainly the visual appeal of this building will be enhanced. I do feel like the request is not excessive or extravagant in any way. The sign does comply with all other applicable provisions of the zoning ordinance. So if there's any questions about the drawings or the request, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you for your time.
What is the, is that just a sports store, or what is it exactly they do?
The Sports Authority store?
Yeah,
It's retail, sporting goods retail
just selling the normal sporting equipment and stuff like that?
and apparel, yes.
Any other questions from the board? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Is anyone opposed? Chair closes petition and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Ferguson.
Aye.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Ms. Nevadis.
Aye.
Ms. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Riggs.
Aye.
Ms. Darley.
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy.
Aye. Okay. Petition 2014-09, William Edelman.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, in this case, we've got owners being William Edelman and John Boyd. The location is 1114 Wilcox. The request is a variation of the required front yard setback for a single-family home. The purpose, the petitioner is requesting a variation of the minimum front yard setback from 30 to 20 in order to construct a single-family home at 1114 Wilcox. Under site-specific information, the subject site currently contains a 28 by 22 concrete block detached garage toward the rear of the property that will remain. The property is zoned R2 single family. This case was filed on February the 14th. Surrounding land use and zoning to the north, south, and west currently is single-family homes that have an R2 single-family zoning. The property is directly east, contains a 2-unit structure which has the R3, which does allow for 1 and 2 unit. Applicable regulations we're dealing with here is 47-6.4, yard and lot requirements in the R2 single-family district. The Community Design Review Board met at its monthly meeting on March the 6th. The minutes are attached. And then in the discussion, the petitioner is requesting a variation of the front yard setback in order to construct a 1-story single-family home. The request is due to the desire for the petitioner to match the other existing homes on the block, which are all 20-foot or less, and also to preserve the accessibility to the detached garage in the backyard. The petitioner is proposing a 3-bedroom home with 2 bathrooms and a full basement. Approximately 50% of the front elevation will be brick. The front yard will be required to meet the minimum landscape requirements, which is 1 shade tree and 9 bushes in addition to the required parkway trees. And that concludes our staff report.
Thank you. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth?
Yes, sir.
Name and address, please.
William Edelman, 527 Bethany Drive, Sherwood.
Any comments you'd like to make?
Well, sir, we just want to move the front of that house up from 30 feet to 10 feet, as was explained there, to, I think it would match the neighborhood and also better utilize the existing garage on the property.
That sounds reasonable. Any questions from the board?
You mean 30 feet to 20 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I misspoke.
Any comments? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed? Chair closes the petition, asks the board for discussion and a vote.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Ms. Nevadis.
Aye.
Ms. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Riggs.
Aye.
Ms. Darley. Aye. Mr. Ferguson.
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy.
Aye. Okay, petition 2410, Eddie Hatzel.
In this case, Eddie Hartzell, Express Signs and Lighting Maintenance. The owner of the property where this is proposed is Carol Kodiak. The location is 1522 East Washington Street. The request is a series of signage variations in order to allow an addition of a 31-foot, 4-inch tall pylon sign with a color electronic message center. The petitioner is requesting several variations of allowable signage to permit the installation of the new pylon sign at the Pharmacy Food Mart. The variations requested include approval of the 32-square-foot LED color electronic message center, a variation of the maximum sign height from the 20-foot up to 31.4, a variation of the minimum sign setback from 10 foot to 0 foot, The property is located at 1522 East Washington, the southwest corner of Briggs and Washington. Under site-specific information, the 18,185 square foot site is Zone B1 Neighborhood Business District. The professional building is the location of Kodo Pharmacy and Convenient Food Mart. The petition was filed on February the 14th. Surrounding land use and zoning, we have public elementary school zoned R2 to the north, parking lot and residential zoned RB and R2 single family to the south. Commercial unincorporated Will County is to the east, and then commercial zone B1 district is to the west. Applicable regulations that we're dealing with is 4717.21H and T and Exhibit A on permitted signs. The Community Design Review Board reviewed this on March the 6th. There are no comments. Under the discussion portion, the petitioner would like to replace a pylon sign which was recently hit by a semi-truck and declared a total loss. The existing pharmacy at the front of the property places a significant limitation on the erection of a new sign to replace the lost sign. A series of variations are needed in order to allow the new pylon sign at the site. The reduced setback will allow the sign to be visible to traffic on Briggs and Washington. The pylon sign will have 3 internally lit tenant panels and a 32 square foot LED electronic message board anchored on a landscape base adjoining the building. Then we've got some conditions here that should the board approve the petition, we're recommending that the message board includes slow-moving text, flashing text and animation are not permitted, and then lastly, that the landscaping be installed at the base of the sign within 180 days of the petition approval, and that concludes the staff report.
Thank you. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth?
Yes, sir.
Could I have your name and address, please?
Eddie Hartzell Jr., 22312 Camelot Court, Shorewood.
Go ahead.
I would say the staff report covered it pretty well. I guess if there's any questions.
Any questions from the board? I don't know if I need a legal opinion or not, but I was out there the other day and had a prescription filled, and they gave me a pen. So would that be a conflict of interest?
I don't think that's a conflict. I think you can vote with a clear
I know we're not
conscience.
supposed to accept gifts, but
Right.
they forced it on me.
I think the value has to be under $100 or something. I'm
Okay.
sure that wasn't an
You
expensive
don't need Jeff
fund.
Lyman up here?
No, we don't.
Anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor?
I have a question for Mr. Hartzell, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Chairman. The exact location of the sign, as we're looking at this photograph now, will be right on the corner of the building, I take it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And the sign that was knocked down by the semi
yes.
doesn't really, it does show. See where that, like, the wooden pole is?
Yeah,
It was just
the hole in the ground there?
the hole in the ground a
Okay.
few feet over.
Gotcha.
And so we were moving it over to the corner to try to clear the obstruction.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the board? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor? In opposition? Come forward, please. I must swear you in, sir. You swear the evidence
Ray
you're about to
Johnson.
present is the truth?
My name is Ray Johnson, and my house is about a block away from the corner. In my opinion, a flashing sign is not the place to go, and that's a dangerous corner. You can't see from going east. The trucks swing way out when they go around, and with the school there, and there's been a number of accidents at that corner. And if you're going to look up at a sign, there's no turn area for turning west, so they go out onto the Washington Street to stop to make their left turns. And if you're looking up at a sign to read it, it just seems to me like it's going to be a little more dangerous, and especially with the kids when they come out of school.
Well, I would agree with you, sir, but I think probably anyone that's going to be reading the sign is going to be while they're sitting there waiting for the lights to change rather than while they're driving the car and making a turn.
Yeah, but when you go down Route 80 and try to read those
I go
signs,
through that intersection quite frequently because I go out
gotta
to the
be quick.
VA, so I'm familiar with the area.
that's my opposition to it.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
And Mr. Chairman, just for the sake of the gentleman, I'll reread one of the conditions that we're talking about is that the message board include slow-moving text and that flashing text and animation would not be permitted.
Did you hear that, Mr. Johnson? Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? The chair closes petition to the floor and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Nevadas.
Aye.
Ms. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Riggs.
Aye.
Ms. Darley. Aye. Mr. Ferguson.
Aye.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Under old business, 2013-51, Lax Swan Realty.
In this case, we've got the First Midwest Bank Trust number 8534 is the owner. The location of this project is at 2831 West Jefferson Street. That is between the First Midwest Bank and the Darcy VW on Jefferson Street, out across from the stadium. The request is the special use permit to allow a car wash facility and a series of variances. And under special information, the petitioners are requesting an extension of the 180-day requirement clause that we have of the special use to allow the construction of the tunnel car wash facility at 2831 West Jefferson Street. The special use permit was granted by the mayor and the city council in October of 2013. The reason for the extension request is that Sparkle Car Wash has not yet closed on the purchase of the property, but they intend to do so by the end of this month. Construction is planned to start in May of this year, and the estimated completion date would be August of 2014, so August of this year. And so that is the request before you, is that we extend it. As you know, we put the clause in, the 180-day clause. And in this particular case, one of the few this has happened, they ran afoul of that 180-day clause.
Who's representing the petitioner today? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Mike Hanson, 735 Essington Road, Joliet. I do.
Do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, sir?
Yes, sir.
Where have you been? We missed you last meeting. That's the
Yes,
first one you've missed in about 2 years.
I know, I don't know, I guess I was sleeping or something.
Oh, business getting bad, huh?
I guess so.
You may proceed.
Yeah, the statement by Mr. Haller is correct. We just haven't closed on our property. We get the financing in place. Of course, the winter, we couldn't be constructing anyway, so now we're ready to go construction, and we obviously need an extension of the special use permit.
Nice presentation. Any comments from the board? Anyone in the audience No. that wishes to speak in favor? Anyone in opposition? Chair closes petition to the floor and asks the board for discussion and a vote.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Darley. Aye. Mr. Ferguson.
Aye.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Ms. Nevadas. Aye. Ms. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Riggs.
Aye.
Mr. Hennessy.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for maintaining their decorum during this controversial and contentious meeting. We all did quite well. All those in favor of approving the minutes of the last meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Aye.
Thank you very much. We are adjourned.
What do we have on the zoning board for now? Do we have like 3 items?
All right, so this is the rest of it.